On 9/11, in addition to other attacks, American Airlines Flight 77 was hijacked and crashed into the southwest corner of the Pentagon. The Pentagon Memorial honors the 184 people who passed away, both within the Pentagon and on board the flight.
The monument is located on the Pentagon grounds next to the location where the flight crashed into the Pentagon. The memorial is now where all the cars are on the left in this photo. Included in the memorial, but restricted only to special guests, is the Memorial Chapel within the Pentagon and directly on the location of the crash.
The Memorial Chapel portion of the monument opened exactly a year after the attack on the Pentagon occurred. As the destroyed portion of the Pentagon was being rebuilt, people within the Pentagon community continuously left flowers and mourned at the point of attack, leading to the creation of a memorial chapel to permanently remember the victims at the same site.
The outdoor memorial, open to the public, opened 7 years to the date after the attack. There is not much controversy surrounding the memorial. The only initial controversy surrounded the location of the memorial next to the Pentagon. For tourists, this is not as convenient as it is far from other sites, and from a security perspective, it can be dangerous to have a memorial open to the public directly next to the headquarters of the United States Department of Defense. However, there is ultimately little dispute as family members of victims were adamant about the location.
The crepe myrtle trees throughout the memorial provide a calming, peaceful atmosphere to the monument.
By evoking many emotions in those who visit the memorial, the trees appeal to pathos.
They are also chosen because they change colors in the fall, often turning a deep red. This symbolizes the death of the victims and represents the sadness of the attack.
There are also 184 memorial benches dedicated to each of the victims in a timeline of their ages, from the youngest 3 years old Dana Falkenberg to the oldest 71 years old John Yamnicki. The benches are arranged along thin age lines that lead to a plaque with the year of the victim's birth. Within each line, the benches are in order of month and date of birth. This is to represent the age range and diversity of people who passed away due to the attack. It also aims to memorialize each person equally regardless of gender, socioeconomic status, and military involvement. Each bench has the name of the victim written on it, with the names of any family members also killed on the bottom.
These benches, you can see they're facing different directions. This one, you read the names, so you're facing the Pentagon, which is where, because some of the people who died were in the Pentagon at the time of the attack, and other benches that are facing this way, you read the name facing the sky. So when you're reading the names, you're facing the sky because they passed away while they were in the plane crash.
Moreover, the pool of water beneath each bench is positioned to reflect light in the evening. This could be a metaphor for how, even though the victims passed away, they will always be remembered through the memorial.
There is a curved age wall surrounding the memorial that gets higher in height to represent the different ages of the victims who passed away. As you can see by comparing the wall to Elizabeth, the wall starts out low to represent how the youngest victim was only 3 years old, and gets much higher because the oldest victim was 71 years old.
The monument is largely focused on visual elements and symbols. However, at the entrance there are 2 large stone slabs. These help introduce the memorial by placing the name of the memorial, a description of the attack, and a list of names of all the victims. They further help contextualize the later visual elements by describing the purpose of the memorial and who the memorial is remembering.
These slabs appeal to ethos as they help establish credibility through listing all the names, ages, and military ranks, if applicable, of each victim. Moreover, by including all those who contributed to the construction of the memorial on the back of one of the slabs, visitors to the memorial truly understand the effort and thought put into creating a suitable place to honor the victims of the 9/11 attack on the Pentagon.
The Pentagon Memorial is a sacred space because it is located in the exact area in which the tragedy occurred, thus allowing visitors to truly imagine the event and understand what happened. By representing each victim in the memorial with a bench, visitors feel more connected to those who passed away due to the attack. The memorial fits well into the surrounding landscape because it consists of relatively simple stone architecture similar to the simple stone of the Pentagon. At the same time, the memorial offers contrast to the stark, imposing building as it is calm, peaceful place with a crepe, myrtle trees, and benches.
The monument is largely used by family members and friends of those affected by the attack and tourists to D.C. that hope to pay their respects. Because it is not very close to an area with many houses or office buildings, it is not used for many other purposes than to view the memorial.
I think that the monument is still as effective today as when it was originally created. Upon visiting the memorial, it was clear that student groups, families, and law enforcement officers, among others, are still visiting the memorial and paying respect to those who passed away in the 9/11 attack. The memorial still seems to be serving its original purpose of honoring victims and making sure that those in the United States do not forget the terrible 9/11 attacks and those who lost their lives as a result.
Welcome to Channel 4 News. My name is Elise, and today we'll be diving into a segment on the Pentagon Memorial. Stay tuned for eyewitness reports from visitors and tourists alike. Back to you, Elise.
What is your name?
Scott Cotterman.
Scott. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Scott. Last name is Phillips.
Scott? There's another Scott. Two
Scotts.
Scotts.
Amy Bruce.
What school do y'all go to?
St. Edith.
What state is that in?
Michigan.
Oh, cool. Memorial today.
It is National Police Week. Every year in May, all the officers in the United States and territories come to Washington, D.C. to honor all the fallen officers from previous years. So there's 40-some thousand officers here, and during times that we're not doing something with the memorial, we'll take off and see sites, and the Pentagon was one of them today.
I'm here for Police Memorial Week.
Just first time in Washington, D.C., and so we wanted to come to the Pentagon and see the spot where everybody was memorialized.
Is this your first time at the Pentagon Memorial?
Yes.
The memorial.
Well, I was in New York with the Papa team for 9/11 after it happened, so a lot of sadness, because there was a lot of lives lost. Even in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, we go visit that, where Flight 93 went down, as well as 9/11 in here. So this is my first time here actually doing the tour. I've gone by, seen the memorial, but we never went inside. Today we got the quick tour with a group of other law enforcement officers to see how the day-to-day operations work.
Thinking.
I was thinking about the day that it occurred and what I was doing.
What were you doing that day?
I was a SWAT team commander for a local agency, and immediately I was sleeping, and they woke me up to let us know that we were on call, and I'm from the Cleveland area, and we were assigned to protect the Cleveland airport.
Well, I think it's like a really reverent place to be in, because you think about all the people that died here after this terrible accident, and honestly I just have to say all the stuff, how it affected the United States is really sincere, and it's important to know how it happened.
I like this, it shows the history and what happened here.
I like the design, specifically is unique compared to a lot of the other memorials we've seen that have just been not just, but they're walls, and this is a little bit more interactive.
Do you have any thoughts?
Oh, I like how they show if they died in the Pentagon or airplane. I like how each person gets their own memorial for themselves.